All right, now let's switch gears to a story that is getting attention from a lot of you. We discussed it on the Big Five. It took 7 hours of work and $50. That's what a Concordia design student needed to create signage between the Bonaventure Metro and the REM at Central Station. Dashiell Freisen took matters into his own hands after noticing confusion of many users at the lack of official directions on how to find the new REM. And Dashiell joins us on the line. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So what happened here? Tell me about the frustration that must have been in your brain that led you to take things into your own hands.
So basically, I've been walking through that hallway for a while, and I was noticing closer and closer to the opening of the REM, there was nothing being put up. There was nothing that said that the REM was going to go there. And I was like expecting maybe something will happen close to the date, but then nothing did. So originally it was supposed to open in the spring, and nothing was happening then. So that's when I started to plan together to put these signs, and I installed them right after they announced I started printing them out right after they announced the date, and installed them about 3 days before the opening.
So you install the signs on your own. And by the way, you go to great lengths to make them look official, right? Can you tell me a bit about that work? Like what you had to do to make sure they blended in and looked like they belong there?
Yeah, so basically I found an STM document on their official signage, and that's also what the ARTM, the Regional Transportation Authority, is in charge of. They follow the same standards. So I basically just copied the style that they have on those documents and implemented it myself in a document, and I measured all the locations of where I wanted to put it and made sure that it was the same size that they would have in real life if they installed it themselves. And then at Gare Centrale, I have numbers on the corners of the pages, and they actually don't mean anything, but it's supposed to look official so that then if someone questioned it, they would see a bunch of numbers and think, oh, this has been officially installed by someone.
So when you installed these signs, like, were you worried that someone was going to say, hey, who are you? What are you doing? Tell me about actually installing the signs. Yeah,
so what I actually did was I started on the Rezo and the underground tunnels between Square Victoria and Bonaventure Station. Mm-hmm. There are a bunch of old signs from 2005 that haven't been updated, so I added small REM stickers onto those. And when I was doing that, I noticed no one was questioning me. So then I stepped it up to install them at Bonaventure Station in the passageway between them, between Bonaventure and Gare Centrale. And as I did that, people, once again, didn't have any reaction and didn't seem to care. I also chose for Gare Centrale to do it during a busier period, and it happened to be the same day that the REM was installing their own signs, so they might have thought that it was connected to that, possibly.
Okay, so Dashiell, how does the story get out? Like, how do people know that you've done this?
So this actually happened, I installed all of this before the REM opened, but only recently people found out, and I've been posting on it. There's an online forum called Agora Montreal where people talk about public infrastructure and housing and projects like that in the city, and as well as public transportation projects like the REM. So I shared my images on there, and a reporter found me on there and messaged me.
Wow. Have you gotten any reaction from the ARTM, the regional transit body? Have you had any official reaction on what you did?
So directly to me, no. They seem to have avoided the questions when people have asked them if my signs, what they think of my signs, they don't answer. And my guess is because they don't want to say that they look good and then get the building owners upset for me adding my own signage, but they also don't want to be ashamed of not adding their own signage themselves.
Dashiell, let me ask you this. You're from Brooklyn. You go to Concordia. Why do you care so much?
So, honestly, it's just because I'm majoring in design, I took a wayfinding class, and that really motivated me to look out for these types of issues. And when I was walking through this hallway, and I'm also really into public transit, people were always getting lost, and I felt like me, like not from Montreal, having to help people find how to get through Montreal, that I felt like there's a need there that the city and the ARTM and, officials weren't fulfilling. So that's what really motivated me.
Dashiell, I'll tell you this. I've been posting about this on Twitter over the last couple of days. I've gotten so much reaction. And the president of Shopify sent me a note saying, tell Dashiell and tell the McGill student that we're going to talk to next that did the Opus solution, tell them both to apply for a job at Shopify when they're done their studies. So you're aware.
Yeah, that's really crazy. I also got some other job offers from some signage companies, which I found very surprising. I didn't expect it at all, honestly.
Dashiell, you got a lot of admirers and people that are happy about what you did at this station. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
That's Dashiell Freisen, Concordia student who made those transit signs that are oh so official.